Alright, back to talking about Doctor Who and Paradise Towers. I left off in the last video talking about crumpets. I've always heard that as a British food. How the British like to have tea and crumpets. But I don't think I'd ever seen what a crumpet was until I saw Paradise Towers. It looked like a pancake. Yeah, the Rezzies, when they were preparing the crumpets for Mel, uh, Tabby, it was Tabby, the larger one with the large teeth. She had a I guess it was like a. It kind of looked like a pitchfork, but um, maybe that long. How long was it? It wasn't like a. It wasn't like one you would use for hay. It was I guess it was like a meat fork, but it was big. She was holding the crumpet in the apartment. They had this fire going, and Tabby was holding this crumpet along with this big fork. This big fork. She was holding this crumpet by this open fire. This crumpet. So I have my dictionary here, and I wanted to define crumpet because I thought it looked like a pancake. A crumpet is a thick, flat, savory cake with a soft, porous texture made from a yeast mixture cooked on a griddle and eaten toasted and buttered. Origin late 17th century it's of unknown origin. Yeah, that sounds like a pancake. Doesn't say they put syrup on it though. That sounds a lot. No wonder it looked like a pancake. It sounds like it was a pancake. Yeast though? Last time I had pancakes, I don't remember it having yeast in it. Anyway. Mel is about to leave, and Tilda says, "We couldn't possibly let you do that." Tabby says, "Not this time." Tilda says, "No, we can't possibly miss this opportunity. Can we, Tabby?" Tabby says, "No, we can't." Tilda, "Not since those horrid little Kangs got suspicious of our little ways." When she said, when the actress playing Tabby, when she said not since those horrid little Kangs got suspicious of our little, and when she says little ways, of our suspicious of our little ways, she shakes her head, kind of a funny little gesture. Little ways. Tilda tells Mel, "Well, you see, we would like you to stay for a very long time." Tabby says, "In fact, we don't imagine you ever leaving at all." Tilda takes what looks like an Afghan blanket. But it kind of resembles a net. So maybe they knitted this. Because it looks like a net. It looks more like a net than a blanket because there's the holes in it are large. So it looks more like a net, but it looks like it was knitted. It looks like this net was knitted with yarn. It's a yarn net. Yarn it. So she takes this and she puts it around Mel. And she is holding her down with this in the chair that Mel was sitting in. So she can't move very much anyway. Then Tabby aims the large cooking fork at Mel, the one that she was using to hold the crumpet to the fire as she cooked it. So kind of like a demonic, something you would see a devil holding. Looks like a devilish kind of weapon, tool. So this causes Mel to scream because she's held down by these old ladies. She's held down in the chair with this yarn net. She can't move. She's struggling, and then the other Rezzie is holding a large fork close to her. So this causes Mel to scream, and it's not surprising that she would have that reaction, because who wouldn't? Now I think is a good moment to mention Bonnie Langford and when she plays the character of Mel. There's several moments where she screams. When she plays Mel. Kind of a funny funny story with when in one of the special features I found out it might have been on season 3. No, it probably was on. I didn't see it when I was looking at it, and maybe I skipped over it. If it wasn't mentioned on season 1 of Sylvester McCoy's time as the Doctor, it was mentioned on season 3 that there's this moment where, well, they're comparing, in the special feature, they're comparing Bonnie Langford to, well, they're comparing the character of Mel to the character of Ace, and how Ace didn't really scream. I don't think she screamed at all. Sophie Eldred as Ace didn't really. She wasn't a screaming type of character. She was a tough girl, liked to blow things up, so she didn't really scream. But Mel, Bonnie Langford as Mel, she did scream loudly. And there's this moment when in the story where when Mel leaves and well, Mel meets Ace. So That's when Ace, in this story, Ace takes over as the companion. But there's a moment in this story, Dragonfire, where Ace and Mel, they meet the dragon of the story, which doesn't really look too much like a traditional type dragon, with the big wings and the hugeness of the typical dragon and the long tail. This dragon was actually I think it was like a cyborg. It was either like a robot or a cyborg. I think it was like not it wasn't 100% biological anyway. And this dragon was like it was a man in a suit. But it was a bipedal. This dragon had this large head. Uh, kind of reminiscent of the creature in the Alien movies almost, and it had like a long head kind of. I think that story in the special features was actually compared to the story to compared to the plot of Alien. Something there was some kind of parallel to the movie Alien, but so in that story, Mel and Ace, they encounter this dragon creature, and so Mel is right next to Ace, and Ace is she's probably intimidated by this dragon creature, but she doesn't scream. But Mel does. Mel screams loudly. Mel can scream very loudly. Uh, Maybe because Bonnie Langford, she's able to produce such a loud scream because she's experienced as a singer in musicals. So that might be why she's so good at screaming, Bonnie Langford. But she screams. It's funny to see these two women have different reactions, very different reactions. One is not screaming and the other one is screaming very loudly. So Bonnie Langford's screaming very loudly because she sees this dragon creature, and you can see Sophie Aldred playing Ace, who's right next to the screaming Bonnie Langford as Mel. So you can see, and she even so it even Sophie Aldred even mentions in this special feature how loud the scream was, because she was right next to Bonnie Langford. So she was probably like, she might have been like wincing a little bit because she was uh, she was she was probably thinking, "Ow, my ears hurt at your screaming, Bonnie Langford." So that's kind of funny. If you can imagine being right next to someone and they're screaming very loudly. Yeah.